Welcome everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that silently controls your opportunities, your relationships, and your future. Something that can open doors for you in seconds or close them before you even speak. That thing is your first impression. Many people believe that impressing someone in the first meeting is about being perfect. They think you need perfect English, perfect confidence, perfect personality, perfect looks. But that is not true. Real impression is not about perfection. Real impression is about connection. It is about how you make the other person feel when they meet you. In this story, you will understand a powerful step-by-step lesson through the journey of a young man who completely changed how people saw him. And if you understand these steps deeply, you will never enter a first meeting with fear again. If you are serious about improving your confidence, your communication, and your personality step by step, make sure you subscribe. On this channel, you will learn through powerful stories and practical life lessons that help you grow naturally and confidently. Subscribe now, and let's grow together. This is the story of Arav. Arav was a normal young man. He was intelligent. He was hardworking. He had big dreams. But he had one invisible problem. Whenever he met someone for the first time, everything went wrong. His voice became weak. His mind became blank. His confidence disappeared. And because of that, people never saw his true potential. One day, Arav got a life-changing opportunity. He was invited to meet the director of a big company. This meeting could change his career. This meeting could change his future. But Arav was not excited. He was afraid. Because he remembered his past meetings. He remembered the awkward silences. He remembered the nervous mistakes. He remembered the feeling of regret after the meeting ended. The night before the meeting, Arav could not sleep. His mind was full of fear. He kept thinking, what if I fail again? What if I cannot impress him? What if I lose this opportunity? The next morning, Arav decided to go for a walk to calm his mind. While walking in the park, he met an old man sitting on a bench. The old man looked calm, confident, and peaceful. Arav sat near him. After a few minutes, the old man looked at Arav and said, "You look worried." Arav was surprised. He said, "Yes. I have an important meeting today. But I am afraid I will ruin it like always." The old man smiled. He said, "Let me tell you something. Impressing someone in the first meeting is not about trying to impress. It is about understanding." Arav was confused. He asked, "What do you mean?" The old man said, "I will teach you 5 simple steps. These steps will not only change your meeting today. They will change how people see you forever." Step 1. Stop trying to impress. Start trying to understand. The old man explained that most people fail in first meetings because they focus too much on themselves. They think, how do I look? What should I say? What if I make a mistake? Their mind becomes self-centered. And when your mind is full of yourself, you cannot connect with the other person. The old man said, instead of trying to impress, focus on understanding the other person. Listen to them. Observe them. Be curious about them. Arav realized something important. In his past meetings, he was so busy trying to say the perfect words that he never truly listened. He never truly connected. Step 2. Use the power of calm confidence. The old man said, confidence is not loud. Confidence is calm. Many people think confidence means speaking fast, speaking a lot, or showing off. But real confidence is simple. It is how you enter the room. It is how you smile. It is how you maintain eye contact. It is how you stay calm. The old man told Arav, when you meet him, do not rush. Walk calmly. Smile naturally. Speak slowly. Your calmness will make you look confident even if you feel nervous inside. Arav understood that confidence is not about removing nervousness. It is about controlling your behavior despite nervousness. Step 3. Make the other person feel important. The old man said, this is the biggest secret. People may forget your words, but they will never forget how you made them feel. When you show genuine interest, when you listen carefully, when you respect their thoughts, they feel valued. And when people feel valued, they automatically like you. Arav realized that impressing someone is not about proving your value. It is about recognizing their value. Step 4. Speak with honesty, not perfection. The old man explained that people connect with authenticity, not perfection. When you try to sound perfect, you sound fake. When you speak honestly, you sound real. He told Arav, do not try to use difficult words. Do not try to act like someone else. Just be honest. Just be yourself. Arav felt a new kind of relief. He realized he did not need to become someone else to impress people. Step 5. End the meeting with gratitude and strength. The old man said, the last moments of the meeting are powerful. End with gratitude. End with confidence. Thank them for their time. Show your appreciation. Arav understood that strong endings create lasting impressions. After learning these 5 steps, Arav felt different. His fear was still there. But something else was stronger. His clarity was stronger. His understanding was stronger. When he reached the office, his heart was beating fast. But he remembered the steps. He walked calmly. He smiled naturally. He entered the room. The director was sitting in front of him. Arav greeted him calmly. He did not rush. He did not panic. He listened carefully. He answered honestly. He asked thoughtful questions. He stayed present. He stayed real. Something amazing happened. The meeting did not feel like a test. It felt like a conversation. It felt natural. It felt comfortable. At the end of the meeting, Arav said, thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate your time. The director smiled. He said, Arav, you know something? Many people come here trying to impress me. But you did something different. You connected. I am impressed. At that moment, Arav realized a powerful truth. Impressing someone is not about being extraordinary. It is about being genuine. It is about being present. It is about being human. Arav got the opportunity. But more importantly, he got something bigger. He got confidence. Real confidence. From that day, his meetings changed. His relationships changed. His life changed. Because now he understood the secret. The secret was simple. Stop trying to impress. Start trying to connect. Stay calm. Stay real. Stay present. Make people feel important. Speak honestly. End with gratitude. And when you follow these steps, something beautiful happens. You stop fearing meetings. You start enjoying them. You stop acting. You start being. And that is when your real personality shines. So the next time you meet someone for the first time, remember Arav's story. Remember these steps. Because your first meeting is not a test. It is an opportunity. An opportunity to connect. An opportunity to grow. An opportunity to become the person you were always meant to be. And when you change your approach, you do not just change the meeting. You change your future. But Arav's story did not end there. In fact, that meeting was just the beginning of a deeper transformation. Because for the first time in his life, Arav did not feel lucky. He felt responsible. He understood that the result was not an accident. The result was created by his behavior. The result was created by his presence. And this realization gave him a new kind of power. A silent power. The power of awareness. In the following weeks, Arav started observing people more carefully. He noticed how confident people entered a room. He noticed how they listened without interrupting. He noticed how they smiled without forcing it. He noticed how they made others feel comfortable. And he realized something shocking. The people who impressed everyone were not the smartest people. They were not the most talented people. They were the most present people. They were fully there in the moment. Their mind was not trapped in fear. Their mind was not trapped in self-doubt. Their mind was free to connect. One day, Arav faced another important situation. This time, it was not a job meeting. It was a social event. There were many successful people. Business owners. Leaders. Experienced professionals. Earlier, Arav would have stayed in a corner, using his phone, pretending to be busy. Earlier, Arav would have avoided conversations. But this time, he remembered the steps. He remembered the old man's words. He took a deep breath. He relaxed his shoulders. He reminded himself of one simple truth. He did not need to impress everyone. He only needed to connect with one person at a time. Slowly, he walked toward a small group. He listened first. He observed first. He smiled when the moment was right. And then he spoke. His voice was calm. His words were simple. He was not trying to prove anything. He was simply sharing his thoughts. Something surprising happened again. People listened to him. People responded warmly. People asked him questions, not because his words were magical, but because his presence was comfortable. He was not desperate for approval. He was not hungry for validation. He was simply present. And presence is powerful. Presence makes people trust you. Presence makes people respect you. Presence makes people remember you. As the evening ended, one of the business owners walked up to Arav and said, "You have a very confident personality. It was great talking to you." Arav smiled. But inside, he remembered his past. He remembered the version of himself who was invisible in rooms like this. He remembered the version of himself who was controlled by fear. And at that moment, Arav understood the deepest lesson of all. Confidence is not something you are born with. Confidence is something you build. One meeting at a time. One conversation at a time. One brave moment at a time. Months passed. Arav continued practicing these steps. Not perfectly, but consistently. Sometimes he still felt nervous. Sometimes he still made mistakes. But now he did not run away from those moments. He learned from them. He improved from them. He grew from them. And slowly, his identity changed. He was no longer the nervous boy who feared first meetings. He became the man who welcomed them. Because he knew the secret. He knew the system. He trusted himself. One evening, Arav went back to the same park. He wanted to find the old man. He wanted to thank him. He wanted to tell him how his advice had changed everything. Arav walked around the park. He looked at every bench. But the old man was not there. Arav felt a strange emotion. Gratitude mixed with mystery. He sat on the same bench where they first met. He closed his eyes. And he remembered the old man's calm voice. He remembered the 5 steps. And then Arav smiled. Because he realized something beautiful. The old man had not just taught him how to impress people. He had taught him how to believe in himself. At that moment, Arav made a silent promise. He promised himself that he would carry this lesson forever. He promised himself that he would never again shrink himself because of fear. He promised himself that he would enter every meeting with calmness, honesty, and presence. Not to impress, but to connect. And now, as you listen to this story, there is something you must understand. Arav is not special. Arav is not different from you. His fear was real. His nervousness was real. His self-doubt was real. Just like yours. But he learned something that changed everything. He learned that the first meeting is not about being judged. It is about being discovered. It is about allowing people to see the real you. Most people spend their lives hiding. Hiding behind fake confidence. Hiding behind silence. Hiding behind fear. And because of that, the world never sees their true value. But the moment you decide to be present, the moment you decide to be genuine, the moment you decide to connect instead of impress, your world begins to change. Opportunities begin to come closer to you. people begin to trust you. Doors begin to open for you. Not because you became someone else, but because you finally allowed yourself to be seen. So the next time you walk into a first meeting, remember this story. Remember Arav. Remember the 5 steps. Calm your mind. Relax your body. Focus on connection. Listen deeply. Speak honestly. And end with gratitude. Do not chase approval. Do not chase perfection. Chase presence. Because in the end, people are not impressed by perfection. They are impressed by authenticity. They are impressed by calm confidence. They are impressed by people who make them feel seen and respected. And when you master this simple art, you do not just impress people in the first meeting. You leave a mark on their memory. You leave a feeling they cannot explain. You become someone they remember. Not because you tried to impress them, but because you made them feel important. This is your power. This is your moment. And your next first meeting might be the beginning of a completely new life. And Arav's next first meeting came sooner than he expected. But this time, it was different. This time, it was not an interview. It was not a formal event. It was something much more personal. One morning, Arav received a message from his company. They were opening a new branch, and they needed someone to lead a small team. His manager wrote, "We believe you are ready. But before we decide, we want you to meet the senior director." Arav stared at the message for a long time. He could feel his heart beating faster. This was the kind of opportunity he had once dreamed about. This was the kind of meeting that could change his future again. And for a brief moment, the old fear tried to return. The old voice whispered, "What if you are not good enough?" But this time, Arav did not listen to that voice. This time, Arav smiled. Because he knew something that his old self did not know. He knew that fear does not disappear. You simply become stronger than it. On the day of the meeting, Arav arrived early. He did not rush. He did not panic. He sat quietly and observed his breathing. He reminded himself of everything he had learned. He reminded himself that his job was not to impress. His job was to connect. When the director entered the room, Arav stood up calmly. He smiled naturally. He greeted him with respect. And when the conversation began, Arav followed the same steps that had changed his life before. He listened carefully. He did not interrupt. He answered honestly. He did not try to sound perfect. He tried to sound real. There were moments when he needed time to think. And instead of freezing, he used calm pauses. He stayed present. He stayed aware. At one point, the director asked him a difficult question. "Why should we choose you for this leadership role?" In the past, this question would have destroyed his confidence. In the past, he would have tried to give an impressive answer. But now, he did something different. He told the truth. He said, "I am still learning. I am not perfect. But I am willing to grow. I listen. I take responsibility. and I care about people. I believe leadership is not about controlling people. It is about supporting them. After he spoke, there was silence. But it was not an uncomfortable silence. It was a powerful silence. The director looked at him carefully. And then he smiled. A few days later, Arav received another message. His hands trembled slightly as he opened it. The message said, "Congratulations. The position is yours." Arav closed his eyes. He took a deep breath. And in that quiet moment, he felt something deeper than happiness. He felt pride. Not pride in the position, but pride in the person he had become. That evening, Arav stood in front of his mirror. He looked at his reflection. He remembered the boy who was once afraid of first meetings. He remembered the boy who believed he was invisible. And he realized that the biggest victory was not the job. The biggest victory was his transformation. He was no longer hiding from the world. He was participating in it. Years later, Arav himself became a leader who interviewed new people. And something interesting happened. He noticed that he was not impressed by perfect answers. He was impressed by honesty. He was impressed by calm presence. He was impressed by people who were not pretending. And in those moments, he would remember the old man in the park. He would remember the lesson that changed everything. One day, after finishing an interview, Arav walked outside and sat on a bench. A young man was sitting nearby. The young man looked nervous. He looked lost in his thoughts. Arav recognized that look immediately, because it was the same look he once had. Arav smiled gently and said, "First meeting?" The young man nodded. Arav looked at him and said the same words that had once been given to him. "Do not try to impress. Just be present. Just be real." And in that moment, the lesson continued. The wisdom continued. The transformation continued. Because life is full of first meetings. First job meetings. First business meetings. First friendships. First conversations. And each one carries a hidden opportunity. An opportunity not just to impress someone else, but to discover yourself. So remember this. The secret is not in your words. The secret is in your presence. The secret is not in pretending to be confident. The secret is in practicing until confidence becomes natural. The secret is not in becoming someone new. The secret is in becoming your true self without fear. And one day, when you look back at your own journey, you will not remember the fear. You will remember the moment you decided to stop hiding. You will remember the moment you decided to step forward. You will remember the moment you realized that you were always enough. And that will be the moment your new life truly began. If you enjoyed this story and want to improve your English and your life, make sure to subscribe to the channel and join this learning journey with us. And watch the next story on your screen to continue improving your English.